Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, blinding sunlight, we are going to see a very last minute movie. Sam messaged me at like 1 o'clock today and was like, do you want to go see Barbarian tonight? It's like a Monday. It's Monday night and we're going to see Barbarian tonight because we haven't seen it yet. And I've heard really good things about it. I know absolutely nothing about this movie.
I've heard good things and nothing about it.
I've heard nothing about it except that it is good. So, looking forward to it. But the main reason we're going to see it is because tonight we were actually going to record a podcast about scary, spooky movies because it's October, so like Halloween spooky season month. So Sam came up with a brilliant idea. He was like, we should like see something like current before we record this podcast. So he's like, should we go see Barbarian tonight? I'm like, heck yeah, we should go see Barbarian tonight. So very last minute decision, but we're on our way to go see Barbarian. I'll do a little review of it like I do with my movies, but also you should listen to our podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts. Look Who's Talking Now. I'm trying to figure out how to get it onto other places like Spotify, and I think I can do it on Audible as well, but currently it is only on Apple Podcasts, but you should definitely listen to it. Look Who's Talking Now, Hughes. Let's go see Barbarian. I'm excited.
Should be fun.
I like Bill Skarsgård, so yeah. Let's go.
Okay, so it's been a little while since I've actually seen Barbarian because we saw it on Monday, October 3rd, and then on the 5th, my friend visited from Ontario, and that was a crazy surprise that I was not expecting. So she was here for a week, so obviously I did no filming while she was here, and then I had a lovely sinus infection for like 3 weeks. I still have it a little bit in my throat, but it's a lot better than it was before I like literally completely lost my voice. So now we are finally going to finish off my review of Barbarian. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I gave it an 8 out of 10 because this movie was so freaking good. The spoiler-free section of this video is going to be super duper short because I literally can't say like anything without spoiling this movie. Literally all I can really say is just go into this movie with zero expectations. If you can, don't watch the trailer because the trailer does give away a little bit, not a ton, like definitely not like the major plot of this movie, but still, if you can go into this movie without watching the trailer or anything, I highly recommend it. All I knew going into this movie was that it was about a girl who checks into an Airbnb and there's already someone staying there. That is all I knew going into this movie, and throughout the first probably like 30-40 minutes of this movie, I predicted so many things that could possibly happen, and none of my predictions were correct. All of the actors in this movie, the main actress is Georgina Campbell, and then Bill Skarsgård is in it, and then also Justin Long is in it. They are all fantastic. They all do such a good job in their roles. I literally don't want to say anything else because if you haven't seen this movie yet, I don't want you to know anything else except that if you like scary movies, if you like thrillers, if you like to be completely surprised by a movie, I cannot recommend Barbarian enough. I am so excited for it to come out on DVD so I can own it. I'm actually very excited because it is coming to Disney Plus on October 26th, which when I'm filming this is tomorrow, and I already have plans to go watch this with my sister and my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is so excited to see this movie. Sam and I have been talking about it, not so much like the plot, but just saying just how surprised we were with everything that happened and just how good it is, and he's so excited to see this movie, so I cannot wait to show it to them and watch it with them. You literally just have to go into this movie completely blind, and that is the best way to do it. Before I get into any spoilers or anything like that, or talk about the actual like what happens in this movie, I will just say that I really hope that this movie and how they marketed it kind of paves the way for movies in the future, because I've talked about this before, but I absolutely hate movie marketing. I think they always give away way too much. I think there are certain things in movies that they just need to keep a secret and then just reveal when you go and see this movie. And this movie was a perfect example of that. Yes, in the trailer, a few little plot points are given away, but not enough to make you like figure it out. Definitely not. Sam and I did not watch the trailer before we saw this movie. We did watch it after the movie when we got home, and there were certain things that were like, okay, I'm glad we didn't know this going in. It definitely doesn't give away everything, and even still, like, the main big reveal that happens in this movie, you would have never expected what actually happened from the trailer that we were given. I really hope that the way that they marketed this movie is kind of like a stepping stone for movies coming, pave the way that less is more. Give us like a little bit of a plot point, show us a few things to give us kind of like the gist of what type of movie this is, and then that's it. Don't tell us anything else. This movie was just so good, and like I said, if you like scary, if you like thrillers, if you like to be very genuinely surprised, this movie comes on Disney Plus tomorrow. By the time this video is up, it's already out. I think it comes out on DVD in like November or something like that. Either this Friday or this Saturday. We'll be watching it with my sister and my brother-in-law, and I literally cannot wait to see their reaction to certain parts of this movie. So with all that being said, now I am going to talk about spoilers. So if you have not seen this movie, I cannot stress this enough. Do not watch past this point of my video unless you have absolutely no desire at all to see this movie. Do not watch past this point, because this movie begs to have nothing known about it before you go in. If you continue watching past this point and you haven't seen this movie, you have been warned. Spoilers are ahead. I warned you. If you're still watching it, that's on your own conscience. Spoilers. Like I said, everything I predicted going into this movie was not what happened. Obviously, like, the main thing that I'm assuming lots of people predict when they hear like this tiny spiel about this movie is that the character that Bill Skarsgård plays is actually like a creepy guy and he's gonna do something bad to Georgina Campbell's character. No, that doesn't happen. Another thing I predicted was one of the very first things we see is Georgina Campbell's character looking at text messages and phone calls from an ex-boyfriend that she is very clearly ignoring. So another prediction I had was, okay, Bill Skarsgård is already in this Airbnb that she is supposed to be staying in. Maybe Justin Long plays this ex-boyfriend and he shows up, and it's kind of like a very deadly thing that happens with him assuming things happened between her and Bill Skarsgård, and he gets mad and all this stuff. No, also did not happen. I actually already filmed this video once and I like literally laid out the entire plot before I stopped myself and realized, I was like, wait, if you're watching past this point, you've already seen this, you already know this. So if you are watching this, I'm assuming you've already watched this movie, so you know that everything you think does not happen. Bill Skarsgård character is actually like a decent guy, and it was literally just a complete mix-up that they both ended up at the Airbnb at the same time, but he actually seems like a really decent person. Justin Long has literally nothing to do with it until like almost an hour into the movie, and everything that happens with him is like, at first you think it has nothing to do with the actual plot, and then it gets brought in. It's the whole crazy plot that I never would have expected, with this crazy man who lives in these tunnels in the basement and has this like incestuous person that he has, and it's just, yeah, absolutely not what I was expecting at all. When Sam and I watched this movie, it got to the part where Bill Skarsgård character went down into the tunnels and we hear him like screaming for help, and then Georgina Campbell's character goes in after him, and the part where you see this like woman and then she kills Bill Skarsgård, I was like, what the actual heck just happened? Was not expecting this in any way, shape, or form. I was like, what just happened? And then for it to literally just completely cut to a whole different story, with Justin Long being like this creep show douchebag actor man who's being accused of disgusting things, and it's like, what does this even have to do with anything? Like, it was just so well done and just so cool how they did that, and then how they integrated Justin Long's character into the story with the house and with Georgina Campbell and everything. This movie was just so good. If you're watching this part, I hope you've already watched this movie, and I hope you can agree with me that the marketing was just so good. I was not expecting creepy woman living in the basement, keeping these people here, and just all this fun stuff. Was not expecting this at all. This is so random, but I think one of my favorite things about this movie is the fact that Justin Long's character is like a douchebag from the beginning of the movie, and well, not the beginning of the movie, but when he comes into the movie, he's just this disgusting douchebag guy, and I kind of loved the fact that he never gets redeemed. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. He's just a asshole from the moment we meet him until the moment he literally is killed. I kind of loved that. I don't want him to be redeemed. I want him to suffer and be killed and die, especially after everything he did. The fact that he goes down into the basement the first time he goes down, and he finds this like creepy room with a stained mattress and a camera set up, and the first thing he does is Google if undeveloped basement space counts towards the square footage of this house, because then he can sell his house for more. You are a terrible person, and I kind of loved that he didn't get redeemed and that he was just a terrible person until the end of the movie. We always like redeem these like characters that should not be redeemed, and he definitely did not need to be redeemed. He was a terrible person, and I liked that he died that way. I sound horrible right now, but it's the truth. I kind of liked it. I don't know if refreshing is the word, but it felt very refreshing for that to happen. Sam used all my tape. I loved Georgina Campbell's character. She played the main character, obviously, named Tess. I think she did such a good job. She was so good in this movie. Bill Skarsgård obviously was amazing as well. I wish he would have lasted a little bit longer, but like I said, it was just so shocking what happened that it was just kind of like, wait, what? I love this movie so much. I can't wait to rewatch it on Disney Plus. I can't wait to own it. It was so good. Definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. Absolutely so completely unexpected in all the best ways. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I actually kind of, rethinking about it, think it deserves like a 9 or a 10 because it is so good. The only thing that I kind of worry about is, would I love it this much if they hadn't marketed it the way that they did? I hope I still would have liked it. Like I said, I hope this is a stepping stone for movies and films and stuff like that to show a little bit less in trailers. I've talked about this so many times, but I think they always just give away too much, and this movie did such a good job, and I really hope that other movies and other companies take notice and see how they did this, and then also how well this movie is doing, and kind of use that and start showing a little bit less in their trailers and tell us a little bit less about what's going on. So that's going to be it for my review of Barbarian. I loved it. I think it was so good. I can't wait to rewatch it. Can't wait to own it. I think it was one of my favorite movies of the year, and definitely one of my favorite like scary movies I've seen in a long time. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday, and I'd love to have you here. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye everybody.